But wait, what if I told you you stick your finger in it?
Oh, no. Hello, good morning.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The last son of Krypton's back, baby!
Oh, wow, okay.
It's Superman Day! Technically, it's the day before Superman Day, but it's important that everybody knows that Superman Day is coming.
Okay.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan. And hello to Alex in the chat. Not here in person, but we would usually say hi to Alex in the intro. So hi to Alex in chat today.
Hi to Alex in chat.
How's
Hello
everybody
to
doing?
David Cornswet.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Hello to Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah.
And the very good actor from Warm Bodies, who I always forget.
Oh, no. I hate when people do this when they say that they've forgotten something because I know that man's name incredibly well. And then as soon as you said it at me, you looked at me and I forgot it.
It's gone now.
And now I don't know it.
It's gone
and
forever.
I love that guy in everything.
He's amazing.
And I talk about him all the time.
Going to be a great Lex Luthor.
I just rewatched Warm Bodies.
Already forgotten
like
his name.
a week ago.
Doesn't matter.
God damn it.
His name is Lex Luthor now.
You guys know who we're talking about.
Bum, 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 bum.
Me literally looking up Warm Bodies to get it. This dude's in everything.
He's in everything. He's
been
great.
in 100 things. Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult.
Hoult.
He was the beast.
Yes.
He was the youthful beast.
Yeah.
A youth beast.
Yeah. He's been great in everything.
He's amazing.
I can't name a thing he has been great in. Renfield was fantastic. I'm excited to see Nosferatu. This dude just can't escape vampires.
No, nobody can. That's the thing, is once a vampire latches onto you,
yeah,
it's impossible.
Zephyrin said he was in every movie like 10 years ago. No, he's been in every movie for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
This dude works more than most in Hollywood.
There was a clip of him.
The Menu?
The Menu. Oh my God. There was a clip of him, and I want to say Daniel Craig talking about like, oh, well, what do you get recognized for? Probably X-Men, right? And Nicholas Hoult was like, no, not really. He's like, because I was covered in blue fur in X-Men.
Yeah.
He's like, I honestly get recognized mostly as somebody else. He's like,
really?
Yeah, he's like, just because of the roles that I play, like, he's like, I do a lot of character roles and I get recognized mostly as other actors.
Wow.
And he's like, are you good about taking pictures? Are you nice about it? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, no matter who you think I am, I'm taking a picture with you.
That's great. Maybe it's just because like of loving Warm Bodies that it was such a like, oh no, Nicholas Hoult is like very important.
Nicholas Hoult is amazing. And he
is Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he was auditioning for Superman.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, you're in this no matter what.
Yeah.
You're very good.
Yeah.
You're very good.
I think he's a much better
Lex Luthor.
I think that makes perfect sense.
I have a feeling it's one of those things where he came in and they had him reading for Superman. And I think like he and his people were like, no.
Yeah.
Like we appreciate it, but we know. We would like him to read for Lex Luthor, please.
Yeah.
And they were like, what kind of like that? And they're like, no, please.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably one of those things.
How do you feel about the Luthor versus Luthor?
It's very interesting to me. I think of it in the same way that I think of caramel and caramel, which is, it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I don't just say one.
Okay.
Sometimes it's caramel and sometimes it's caramel, and it depends on how it flows in the sentence. Much like ooey gooey caramel would. But here's my thing about Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor. Michael Rosenbaum played Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Gene Hackman played Lex Luthor. When he's full villain guy, Lex Luthor.
Interesting.
But when he's like, oh, he's a bit tortured and like you can see that he's trying to do good, or maybe like in the in Lois and Clark when he was dating Lois in the beginning of the show, and it was like
Luthor.
He's Lex Luthor.
Okay, and as a villain, he becomes Luthor.
Yeah.
I think it sounds ridiculous when people say Luthor. And I understand that it might be correct, but it doesn't mean you don't sound silly. Doesn't mean you're not ridiculous.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with what media you were exposed to as a child.
Yeah.
because like old cartoons, like old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, 60s cartoons, 80s cartoons.
Yeah.
He was Lex Luthor from the Legion of Doom.
I feel like that's the only voice you can say Luthor in.
Yeah.
If you say it in a regular human voice, you're ridiculous. For instance, for those who have not watched.
Spirit of the Stairwell says Martin Luthor King.
That's the thing. Luthor is a name. Like, that's the thing. If Luthor wasn't already a name too, you've got Luthor in the Umbrella Academy. Like, there's plenty of people named Luthor. I must reference,
but it's
and
not
I'm
often
sorry
spelled
that I
with
have
the
to.
O.
Sure.
And I think, okay, is he in purple and green armor? If he's in purple and green armor, that's Lex Luthor.
So
if he's in
the
a
thing.
business suit, John Cryer is Lex Luthor.
He says Luthor.
He does say Luthor.
He says Luthor, and he sounds, I'm so sorry, like a complete idiot when he does.
Do you know what's wild? Is on the very same series, Lena, his sister, calls herself Lena Luthor.
Because Lena Luthor would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's not a fucking fool. Now listen, is this the worst depiction of Lex Luthor ever?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe. You haven't watched Legends of Tomorrow.
No, but I did watch him. I did watch him on Supergirl, and I did watch him in their Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay, I just rewatched the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
Tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
It was bad.
It's a tough watch, not gonna lie.
It's bad, and then there are 3 cool things that happen where you go, I'm glad I watched this. Number 1, Brandon Routh as Kingdom Come Superman.
Yes.
Because justice.
Fantastic.
Because justice for Brandon Routh.
So good.
Justice for Brandon Routh.
Yes.
Who was put in a bad Superman movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
Then number 2, you've got Kevin Conroy as evil Batman, which is amazing.
Yes.
And then number 3,
fantastic, genuinely amazing.
Number 3, I do love Tom Welling showing up on the farm, and he has given up his powers.
Yes. The crossovers of all the Supermans is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's genuinely fantastic. The bit that they wrote for that was really fun and silly of him just there chopping wood and being like, no, you don't understand. I'm not Superman. I'm not.
Not
like, oh, secret identity. Like, I'm not Superman.
No. The other thing that they do in that scene that's really fun is like,
Smallville.
we've got to talk to you about Lex Luthor. And it's like, well, what does the president want with me?
Yeah.
Like, he just says it. And like, oh, on my world, Lex Luthor's president and everything's cool. And I've given up being Superman, and like,
so whatever.
It's so good.
But listen, the thing about John Cryer as Lex Luthor, I have never seen someone who is actually bald look like they're wearing a bald cap.
That's true.
I had to Google this man.
I forgot that he was bald now.
I had to Google this man because I was like, he looks, okay, now this, I don't want this to be mean, but I'm like, in this show, he looks crazy bald.
Yes.
It does not work at all. And I was like, I have to see what he looks like normally because he doesn't look like this. And he can pull off bald normally. Yeah. I want to say, perfectly great looking man.
Yeah.
In this show, it looks so unnatural for him to be bald. There is something they've done.
There's something they do with the
like
makeup.
He's bald capped and really badly.
Do you know what I think it is? There's something they did with the makeup and the beard. Like, they gave him a beard because John Cryer has nice man face.
Yeah.
Like, John Cryer has historically, he was Ducky in fucking Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
He was one of the men on 2.5 Men. He was the nice man.
Yeah.
He has nice man face.
Yeah.
And so they had to.
I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. They had to give him the beard so he didn't have so much nice man face.
Yeah.
But the problem with that beard and then CW makeup, because CW does makeup.
Yeah.
He does look like he's wearing a bald cap.
Yeah. Like this.
That looks like a guy that is clearly naturally bald.
Yeah.
That's
a handsome bald man.
Yeah. There is something they did to him on the CW shows that not just makes his head look more bald, it makes it look more out of proportion than it is in real life.
Yeah. Something is wrong here.
However,
something is not right with this.
Here's what I will say about his portrayal of Lex Luthor.
It's bad.
Terrible writing.
Is bad.
But he did a good job with terrible writing.
I don't know. We can disagree. I want to point out a few things from chat that I think are really funny.
The writing was so bad by the time they introduced him.
Oh, sure.
There was nobody.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the introduction of Lex Luthor in the CW Arrowverse.
Yeah.
even Melissa Benoist and Grant Gustin, you watch them and you're like, I can't even find them charming anymore. The writing has gotten so bad.
That's incorrect. Grant Gustin will always be charming to me.
He was like, he's doing the best
charming
he can.
100% of the time.
But The Flash, by the time it got to that point, I was like, why is everyone stupid? Why have they taken stupid pills?
Everyone has taken
stupid and mean pills.
Otherwise, you'd have been doing this for so long, you'd be so smart, there would be no challenges. So they have to get dumber. That's the only choice. Dream Engine said he's a stage actor, so he thought he could pull off the Thor.
Okay.
Also, a lot of people with the John Cryer.
Here's the thing. If you're gonna say worst portrayal of Lex Luthor, you gotta remember that Jesse Eisenberg still walks the earth. You have to remember that.
Yeah.
You must remember that Batman versus Superman's Jesse Eisenberg is still walking the earth. Jesse Eisenberg, who hated being in that film and was given no direction because he was working with Snacky Z.
Yeah.
And literally just was doing Eddie Redmayne levels of, if you're not going to direct me, I'm going to act until you stop me.
Yeah. And nobody stopped.
So I think that will always be worst Lex Luthor.
Okay. And that's fair.
John Cryer is not up there. Like, I'm not going to put him up there. I unfortunately have to put Kevin Spacey above John Cryer.
Okay.
And that's something I never thought I would say in my life. In any other situation, you do not take a Kevin Spacey above a John Cryer.
No, you just don't take a Kevin Spacey.
Who are you going to be trapped in an elevator with? John Cryer.
Yes.
Who are you going to share an Uber with? John Cryer.
Ideally, no one.
Ideally, no one, if you can avoid it. I don't know. I don't hate Jesse Eisenberg. I was excited for Jesse Eisenberg to be Lex Luthor. I thought their take on Lex Luthor as like a tech bro who just believes he's entitled to everything was so
it's a
perfect.
Good idea.
The problem is nobody on that movie was able to pull off that story.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting into it.
Okay. Well, there were two other things I wanted to point out from chat. There were two other, because I hated this Lex Luthor so much. I watched this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've been very in DC lately on all of the things other than the DC Universe movies.
Right.
And two people pointed out, I think, exactly what it is. One person said it was Elon Musk vibes. And then the second one got it even closer. There is an Andrew Tate thing that he gives off.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there is an Andrew Tate thing that John Cryer as Lex Luthor is giving.
Yes.
That I think is exactly why I fucking hate it.
But that's the point.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's not a fun kind of hate.
No, it's not.
I want hating Lex Luthor to be fun.
The thing about Lex Luthor is that normally, if you're doing Lex Luthor right, he is extremely charismatic and, to a certain extent, understandable. Yeah. Right? Like, when you think about the best portrayals of Lex Luthor, you think about Michael Rosenbaum. You think about Clancy Brown in the animated series.
Sure, I think of all of those things. I'm very informed on Superman.
One of the things, like, Michael Rosenbaum's thing was he was raised in a horrible environment and was just trying to make things better. And the more he tried, the more like all of these machinations made him worse and worse.
Yeah.
And so you felt bad for him, right? Like it was the best part of Smallville was the Luthor origin story.
Yeah.
In the animated series, you have like Clancy Brown, who is this alien? Why won't he tell us who he is?
Right.
Why is this alien coming here and getting all of this unchecked power?
Yes.
We need to be thinking more about that.
Yeah.
I should have the unchecked power.
Of course.
I worked for it.
That's the human experience, right?
But
that's what they're all out here doing.
But the CW Lex Luthor was there because they needed Lex Luthor. And he needed to be worse than Lena Luthor.
Yes.
Lena Luthor was the CW's Lex Luthor.
Okay.
And they refused to commit to that.
Sure.
Lena Luthor was Lex Luthor. She was friends with Supergirl. She was like going down this path to evil and she didn't want to be. Yeah. And then Lex Luthor comes in, he's like, and also I'm bad. I'm so bad.
It's me, I'm bad.
I'm so bad.
I'm bad. I'm a bad guy.
However, what we've got coming is Nicholas Hoult, who I think is going to be
very
great.
Exciting.
We got two pieces of Superman media today. The first is the Superman poster, which looks so good.
Yeah. How you feeling about David Cornsweet?
He looks perfect.
Yeah.
Everything about him looks perfect. All he has to do is just do it. Just fucking do it, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not the poster. I'll show you
the poster is the second one. Yeah. The poster came along with a little bit of the new score, which references the Richard Donner theme, the John Williams theme. They're not getting rid of the original Superman theme, which I think is smart. When everybody thinks of Batman, we still think of the Danny Elfman Batman theme.
Yeah.
No matter how many times they try to make a new theme.
Sure.
But I think that poster is amazing.
I think it looks really good. I love that you can see the vibrant colors of the suit.
Yes.
My dislike for the DC universe currently in its cinematic form is God, the movies are so lifeless.
Yes.
The movies are so absolutely lifeless. And I am just fucking happy to see a color. I'm just really happy to see a vibrant red and blue.
Well, and that's also, and that's what Superman's about, right? Yeah. It's about like, it's about hope and just being nice. He's a nice guy. The tagline for the movie is just look up.
Yeah.
Which I think is nice.
But like, God, look at that in comparison to tragically this.
Listen.
Look at those colors.
Justice for Brandon Routh, but also justice for Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Who did his best and tried his hardest and could have been the one Superman to rule them all.
Sure.
Truly could have been. But David Cornsweet, I think, is going to be great. And then the other piece of media we got was just this little teaser here that just shows the S shield on some sort of like alien technology. This is probably like, I would imagine the floor of the Fortress of Solitude or something.
Yeah.
And it just says that the teaser trailer is coming on Thursday.
Exciting.
Very exciting. The teasers and the trailers that lead up to teasers and trailers, we have caught ourselves in an unfortunate arms race that can never stop.
I guess I'm just confused then why they didn't just use this to say that the trailer was coming.
Yeah.
Like, why not just do this instead of the teaser for the teaser?
Because one is about the teaser trailer coming and the other one is tagged heavily with IMAX. IMAX always has their own poster and their own marketing campaign for any movie that's coming out in IMAX.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And it was shared across two different, like James Gunn shared that the trailer was coming.
Yeah.
DC and Superman accounts shared the IMAX poster. We're caught in an arms race we can't stop.
Yeah.
We're caught in a marketing race that we cannot stop.
I also don't know how I feel about the relationship with like creatives' individual social media accounts being the place to announce things. Like James Gunn has become that very specifically, where like announcements about the DC universe are coming out on James Gunn's Twitter.
I think they've tried to do it on DC stuff, but James Gunn has been so accessible via social media and so public about his projects.
Yeah.
That people are trying to bypass the marketing by going to him.
Right.
And so DC is in an unfortunate position where their DC accounts will never be as popular or as looked at as James Gunn's account.
I know, but I'm also like, how do people not realize that you are not bypassing the marketing by looking at James Gunn's Twitter?
Yeah, the CEO of and creative executive of DC Studios is not going to give you anything that DC Studios isn't ready to give you.
Yeah.
He can just give it to you in his straight shooting James Gunn way.
Yeah.
Anything he says, he's allowed to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. James Gunn isn't sneaking anything out. He's the one who decides what's allowed to be said.
Yeah. And I think people, because of that, they know that, and they think they can sort of like get him on a day or get him in a mood where he's like, I can get James Gunn to share something that he wasn't going to share. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
I'm so sorry, but that's not real.
Somebody's saying, I just prefer his takes. He is... that's not something you could have said 10 years ago, I'll tell you that. But
something I wouldn't say now.
His takes, it's because he doesn't sound like he's marketing.
Yeah. Dagger, you have your own bed. You don't need the couch too.
Doesn't want that bed.
I don't care.
Wants the couch.
He's going to have to deal.
Crying very loud.
We are in the middle of a show.
Crying so loud.
Buddy.
Did you hear that noise come from him? You guys couldn't hear it on the on the mics, but he's very rarely vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Do we have a release date for this movie?
July 11th.
July 11th.
July 11th. I'm so excited. There are a couple things that I'm a little nervous about.
Okay,
which is the number of heroes that we know are in the Superman movie.
Yeah.
We know that Mr. Terrific is there.
Mm-hmm.
We know that one of the Green Lanterns is going to show up.
Yeah.
I believe we have also heard that Hawkman is going to be there.
Okay.
And for me, when you're starting the cinematic universe, when you're launching the character who is like the linchpin to your entire universe, hey, just let him cook.
Yeah, looking at the Wikipedia page for the 2025 Superman, confirmed, obviously, we have Hawkgirl.
Hawkgirl.
Guy Gardner, Green Lantern.
Okay. And Guy Gardner is Nathan Fillion. That's been confirmed.
Yeah. Rex Mason, Metamorpho.
Metamorpho?
Yeah.
We got a lot going on.
You have Anthony Kerrigan. I know him from Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Metamorpho?
Yeah, he's Metamorpho.
He's going to be a great Metamorpho.
We have the Engineer.
Yeah, okay.
Angela Spisa. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah. Or it could be Spisa.
Yeah, from The Authority.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
They're putting the Authority in.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, Lex Luthor's assistant and love interest, Eve Tasha. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the other like interesting ones. There's like, your Lex Luthor.
And Lex Luthor's love interest for people who care / his assistant. It's not Mercy. It's Eve Tessmacher. Eve Tessmacher, baby.
Yeah.
Eve Tessmacher supremacy.
You've got a Jimmy Olsen.
Who, by the way, Eve Tessmacher also part of the CW universe. They had an Eve Tessmacher there.
Okay.
Look. It's very interesting. I understand that you don't have the time and the luxury to start a universe that you used to have. Mm-hmm. But also, one of the problems with the last DC universe was we tried to throw so many characters in so fast.
Yeah.
That by the time you got to Justice League, everybody was like, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't have time to care about these people.
Yeah.
Why would I care about these people? Yeah, Maxwell Lord.
Rick Flag Sr.,
yes.
Maxwell Lord.
Yes.
Guys, this is too much.
It's a lot, right?
Wait, Supergirl?
Yes.
And Supergirl?
I believe Supergirl is going to show up, yes.
Yeah.
We don't know if all of those characters...
Millie Alcock. Let's see what we know. Millie Alcock.
She's great. She's a Game of Thrones, one of the new Game of Thrones.
Okay. That's a lot of fucking characters.
It's a lot of characters.
For the first movie in igniting a new canon.
Now, here's the thing. Is this, this is an in media res situation. This is not, James Gunn has said, we're not doing the origins of Superman because we know them.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the smartest thing that the MCU did with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Was just like, no, you've heard this. And you've heard this so many, like to the point where Across the Spider-Verse made a joke about it.
Yeah.
Like you've heard this too many times.
Yes. To the point where the Ned's Declassified podcast has an opinion on how many times you've reheard about Spider-Man.
So I think that the idea of this is just Superman is already a hero. We already know him. I believe he and Lois are already in a relationship in this.
Okay.
There has not been confirmation, but it feels to me like Lois knows that he's Clark. Mm-hmm. Which I think is great.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird though, because it's just so many heroes.
It's a lot. A lot of heroes, a lot of villains.
And we do know your heroes. Like we know Superman, we know Batman, obviously, like all of these things. But we don't know all of these other characters.
Yeah.
And like, James Gunn is very good with an ensemble cast. Mm-hmm. We know that. He tells an ensemble story very well.
Sure.
Because of Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed.
That's how we know.
It's
the only way.
Name another movie that he's done.
Name another ensemble from James
Gunn. With an ensemble cast. You can't. No one can. Certainly not one that's been more successful for him than Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed.
Definitely not.
So I trust him, but at the same time, it's like, at a moment in history when everybody has superhero fatigue and the glup shitto joke is so strong.
Yeah.
Metamorpho and Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and Supergirl and Mr. Terrific. And listen, I'm very justice for Mr. Terrific. I think Mr. Terrific is one of the best characters.
Sure. Who's
ever.
playing Mr. Terrific?
Mr. Terrific is a bit like the DC version of Reed Richards, but he's like a nice guy. He literally wears a jacket that says fair play on the sleeves.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, we love Mr. Terrific. He's like one of the world's smartest men.
Edie Gathigi.
Yeah. And on in the CW universe, he was almost played by Echo Kells.
Yeah.
Who I think would have been an amazing Mr. Terrific. He made it to Mr. Terrific. Great.
He's also in Twilight New Moon. Just saying, Edie Gathigi.
Oh, who is he in the Twilight New Moon?
Darwin.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Well,
I know it means something to you.
Yeah.
But I do love that Mr. Terrific is going to be in there, because if you're going to have like cool scientist guy who's going to explain things
I was wrong, sorry.
to Clark Kent and to Superman, it's also cool that he has like, it's going to be Mr. Terrific and not just like some guy.
There he is, Mr. Terrific.
There he is.
There's Mr. Terrific. This character is actually extremely significant because Stephanie Meyer was a bit racist and put no black people, very racist, and put no black people in Twilight. And in the actual films, he is the black vampire. As what I would hope, somebody just being like, shut the fuck up, Stephanie.
Yeah. Oh, Echo Kellum made it in Legends of Tomorrow. He got to play Mr. Terrific. You watched Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
That's Echo.
Okay.
He's,
wrong one. There we go.
He runs in our circles. We're like friends of friends with him. He's
very cool.
He's one of those people where when he made it into the CW universe, everybody's like,
hell yeah,
he did it.
Yeah.
It's usually because Superman's science guy is usually Dr. Emil Hamilton from Star Labs, who is good, but doesn't have superpowers or a cool jacket. So I feel like when you've only got like 2 hours,
cool jackets,
you got to put scientist is also superhero with a cool jacket.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just saying this right now to James Gunn. Hey, James Gunn, have you cast Mr. Miracle yet? I have a headshot. I'm just saying, I have a headshot. If you're looking for somebody to play depressed midlife crisis, Tom King, Mr. Miracle, I'm right here. I think I'm a little too old to play Ted Cord now. I don't think I could be Blue Beetle anymore.
Okay. So you're moving on to Mr. Miracle.
I'm moving on to Mr. Miracle. For those
who are not familiar with what Anthony is talking about, this?
Yeah. But the Mr. Miracle that I'm talking about is more like...
This?
Yeah, Tom King's Mr. Miracle.
About that facial hair. All right.
Mr. Miracle, I think of was having like a drink in his hand and not wearing his costume and being very sad. That's Mr. Miracle. Oh. That's Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, I see it. That works.
I could do it.
Yeah, you could do it. I believe in it. All right. That actually wasn't the only DC news. I was really surprised by this one. I had heard rumors of it, but I think I kind of didn't believe it. Clayface movie has been confirmed.
Clayface movie.
I am genuinely surprised. Now, I think of Clayface, I think of the Harley Quinn animated series.
Yeah.
That is my Clayface. That is not going to be what this movie is.
So
he's not going to be a silly, queer-coded, like dramaturge.
Well, here's something interesting. Have you been watching Max Presents, Warner Brothers Presents, DC Universes Presents James Gunn's Creature Commandos, the animated
not at
series?
All. Definitely not.
Clayface is part of the Creature Commandos.
Yeah. Still
voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Oh, nice.
But Creature Commandos is tonally very different than Harley Quinn. He is still an actor. He still has that like Alan Tudyk little bit like gravitas. But he's just a homicidal maniac in Creature Commandos. And here's what I'm going to say. Are they going to make Alan Tudyk Clayface in this movie?
I don't know. I wonder.
Because James Gunn has said everything is canon across all stuff. He was like, I want the actors that play the Creature Commandos to play the Creature Commandos in live action. So the guy who is the voice of Rick Flag Sr. is also the actor that plays Rick Flag in Superman.
Very interesting.
Tudyk, I think he's gonna be Clayface.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. Number one, we know he's friend of Gunn.
Yes.
Friend of Gunn.
Mm-hmm. We know many people who are friend of Gunn.
Friend of Gunn. Oh, please. We live in the United States. Everybody friend of Gunn. More Gunn than people. Friend of Gunn means Nathan Fillion gets to be live action Guy Gardner, right? Friend of Gunn means his brother is playing Maxwell Lord. Which doesn't mean these people don't deserve this.
No, sure.
It just means like he's pulling from his Rolodex the actors that he likes to cast. Mm-hmm. And Clayface is going to be mostly CGI and special effects.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not like Tudyk has to show up for much.
Yeah, and there's no reason. I mean, also, Alan Tudyk is booked and busy, don't get me wrong, but he's not booked and busy on the biggest things right now.
Tudyk was going like this.
Yeah.
And then he had some
he's doing a lot of huge animated stuff.
He had some substance abuse stuff. He had some
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's in recovery. Mm-hmm. He had some like I don't know, there was just I think there became a thing where for a little while where Alan Tudyk wasn't on time and ready to go.
Yeah.
He wasn't hitting his mark and saying his lines.
Is Resident Alien still going? I get ads nonstop for this show just on like the homepage of streaming services for Alan Tudyk's show, Resident Alien.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person who's watching. It's a Sci-Fi Network show that's on Peacock.
It's what Sci-Fi has right now.
And every time I see this, I go, that's right. Alan Tudyk is on some show no one's watching.
That's right.
Which is crazy because it's Alan Tudyk.
That's the thing. It is. I think he was like this, and then he had some issues, and it kind of like then he started doing a lot more VO.
Yeah.
And then Resident Alien kind of put him back on the map with people, and so I think he's ready for that like second wind, like second chance comeback.
Yeah.
And I think Clayface could be very good.
Yeah. A lot of people are actually saying they watch Resident Alien and that it's very good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's an alien that is in the body of like a small town sheriff or something.
Okay.
And has to pretend to be the sheriff and a human for some reason.
Great.
And it's very like, from what I understand, it's very neurodivergent coded, which makes everybody very happy.
All right.
And he plays that sort of role like very well. Small town doctor, not sheriff.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
He was Mr. Nobody in the Doom Patrol, which was good. Doom Patrol was so good.
Doom Patrol's perfect.
Hey, James Gunn. It was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there, and the people who were in charge didn't understand it. All I'm saying is if Daredevil could come back.
Yeah. Doom Patrol could come back.
Doom Patrol could come back.
Doom Patrol could come back. I feel like as the Umbrella Academy fell out, Doom Patrol came in for me. They live in that same place in my brain where I don't know, they're very similar in humor and tone.
Gerard Way wrote for both of them.
I know, yes, for the comics.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense. And unfortunately, Umbrella Academy did fall off.
Yeah.
It wasn't great in that last season.
Doom Patrol
choices
was solid all the way through.
So solid and so good. And the actors are so good in Doom Patrol.
There's a lot. Our good friends at Our good friends at Comics Reforged, Hector and his pals put up a DC Studios slate that I wonder if I can find.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff coming.
Mm-hmm.
The new DC, Heroes Reforged. Here we go.
Yeah.
So chapter 1. Gods and Monsters, which we know is what we're in the middle of right now, is going to be Creature Commandos, the animated series that's already out. Mm-hmm. We're getting the Amanda Waller live action series. James Gunn really likes Amanda Waller, and I think Amanda Waller is an interesting character. I don't know if I want a Waller series, but I'm willing to be sold.
I'm willing as well.
Superman Legacy, which is now Superman.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Lanterns, which is the live action series.
Yeah.
We know that the Full Eyes Clear Hearts Can't Lose is now is now Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
I want Kyle Rayner, but we'll get there, I'm sure. The Authority is going to be...
The Authority?
The Authority was... The Authority is like a side universe that got pulled into the DC universe.
Okay.
And it was... it has like a lot of...
It says a team of superheroes with extreme methods.
Yeah. So it was part of Wildstorm, which was part of Image Comics. Mm-hmm. And then it got pulled over when Jim Lee left Wildstorm and came back to DC.
Okay.
He brought a bunch of his characters over with him. And these are like Warren Ellis characters. So it's very like science and the government and politics and superheroes. Mm-hmm. And it's cool. A lot of people like it.
Okay, cool.
I'm not super, it wasn't like my biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I'm also willing to have I think the Authority is a cool team of people.
Yeah.
To have in a universe where you're trying to introduce and explain a bunch of stuff all at once.
James Gunn loves a team of people.
Yes.
Loves to make an ensemble.
Loves a team. Paradise Lost live action series. That is going to be the Themyscira series. Mm. I believe that's your Amazons.
Yeah.
The movie, the James Gunn DCU Batman movie is Batman Brave and the Bold.
What do we know about Brave and the Bold? Do we know anything? Do we know who's Batman?
We know that in most people's... No, they don't have their Batman.
Okay.
Yet. We know that Batman Brave and the Bold in most people's minds right now is an animated series.
Yes. Okay.
We know that, and it's mostly an animated series that Cartoon Network made to make Batman a little lighter.
Yeah, you can tell exactly what era of Cartoon Network this is. It's giving very like just after Total Drama Island, like coming in at that like Ben 10 kind of look.
Yeah, I believe they had just finished up Justice League Unlimited, and they were ready to do like kind of a more comic booky, Silver Age-y sort of Batman.
Okay.
A more pulp sort of Batman. That's the one where like Kevin Conroy was not Batman. Diedrich Bader was, the guy who's currently Batman in the Harley Quinn series.
Okay.
And I think he's great. It's very interesting because it's also like Batman mixing with a lot of like sci-fi and space stuff.
Okay.
Which I think is something that James Gunn really wants for Gods and Monsters. Is he wants to introduce like a lot of cosmic level DC stuff. He says he wants his DC universe to be more Star Wars than MCU.
Okay.
And I think that's a cool way to look at DC. Because DC is it's much more aliens and sci-fi all the time.
Yeah.
Outside of Batman.
Yes.
Aliens and sci-fi all the time than I think even Marvel is.
Yeah.
After that, we've got the Booster Gold live action series. God, I've been waiting on Booster Gold.
So when I looked up the Booster Gold live action series just to see if we knew anything about it so far, is Kumail Nanjiani Booster Gold?
No, but a lot of people want him to be.
There was literally like, people will put just the most random shit and pretend that it's a headline here. But stuff like this comes up where it says like, Kumail Nanjiani joins the DC universe as Booster Gold.
Yeah,
people can just say shit.
I think that's still a rumor. I think that's a thing.
Because it looks like that is so much further down in this, like in the slate, know, and there's a lot of characters that we don't have right now that it would be surprising if Booster Gold was at least a public casting that people know about.
Did they ever do Booster Gold in the CW?
I don't think so. In like the Arrowverse?
Yeah. Did they ever do it?
Not that I can remember, but let's see.
Because man, I love Booster Gold. Blue Beetle and Booster Gold.
Yes. Hold on. He did appear kind of.
Oh, it was like a cameo. Like this guy's probably Booster Gold.
Mike's the self-titled Booster Gold is the fixer of a fixed point. It's like a cameo. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It was the last episode of Legends.
Played by Donald Faison.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
So Booster Gold, if you don't know, Booster Gold is a security guard / janitor / depends on when you're reading at a superhero museum in the future who steals a bunch of superpowers.
Awesome.
Goes back to our time.
Yeah.
To become a superhero.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Booster Gold. I'm the greatest hero that ever lived.
Yeah.
Because I know everything that's going to happen. And he's like very full of himself and very cocky. And he usually teams up with the Blue Beetle, Ted Kord, who is not very cocky.
Yeah.
Who is a very down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
And they, as like buddy cops, make me so happy. Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. My favorite DC's kind of story is Blue Beetle and Booster Gold interrupting Mr. Miracle and Big Barda at home. That's my favorite shit. That's my favorite shit in the world.
Everybody understood that.
Mr. Miracle, a lot of people in here do. Mr. Miracle is from the same planet that Darkseid is from. He's from Apocalypse. He's one of the new gods.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is he comes to Earth and he can escape anything.
Okay.
And he calls himself, he gets his secret identity because he cares so little. He calls himself scot-free. Because he cares so little. Yeah. He's just like, whatever, dumb apes, I'm scot-free. And he can just escape from anything. He has technology, he can build stuff.
Great.
His wife is Big Barda.
Okay.
Who is like a warrior woman from Apocalypse.
Cool.
And it's very much like, excuse me, he asked for no pickles.
Yeah.
Like that's their energy.
Okay.
And Big Barda is just like, I will murder because that's what you do for justice. And Scott's always like, baby, baby, baby.
Yeah. Hey, tranquilo.
Hey, baby, please. And so their energy mixed with like Booster Gold and the Blue Beetle, who are just dumb guys who just want to be sweet heroes. They're my favorite. So Booster Gold is coming as a live action series. Now, Blue Beetle, we know that there is a new Blue Beetle coming, but Blue Beetle is going to be an animated series.
Yeah. There was still more on that live action slate, though. We didn't get there.
This is an out-of-date slate, though. I realize now we're looking at a last year's slate.
Oh, okay.
But they posted a new one like recently. Let's see, past year. Updated.
There we go.
4 months ago. Yeah. So this is the newer one. This has things that are sort of like moved around.
Okay.
Great. So Peacemaker is still going. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is supposed to be coming very soon after Superman.
Okay.
Which I love.
I would assume then it's going to be the same Supergirl that they're using in that you said was from Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay. Or from the Game of Thrones spinoff, right? It was from like House of Dragons?
Yes.
Okay.
She's a House of Dragons. And then there's a new Swamp Thing, which I believe is a series, or is it a movie?
Uncertain.
There's a new Swamp Thing, and then there's a new Titans that's coming.
Okay. It is because there was a series.
Yeah.
It's interesting to do Swamp Thing again so soon. This has to be a movie then, right? If they just did a series, because that series was 2019. That was not very long ago. Though I guess, I don't know. So was a million other of, again, comic book characters.
Yeah, I think Swamp Thing got canceled early because of tax issues.
Okay.
Here it is. Here's their new slate from Heroes Reforged. This is the one I was looking for. Okay, so because this has the stuff that's already come out. So the Superman, the Christopher Reeve documentary, which if you haven't watched it is wonderful. The Penguin.
So good.
Penguin is considered Elseworlds, just like the Matt Reeves Batman
there's
stuff.
no like superheroes in Penguin.
Yeah, Creature Commandos. I think you would like Creature Commandos.
Yeah. I'll put it on the list.
Harley Quinn, of course, is coming back next month.
Yeah, they just announced season 5's coming up.
Harley Quinn is, of course, Elseworlds.
Yeah.
So that's why the Creature Commandos Clayface can be different.
Yeah.
Then we've got Superman. We've got Peacemaker. I really do think you'd like Peacemaker if you gave it a shot.
One day I'll get around to it.
I know it doesn't interest you at all.
It just doesn't appeal to me, but I know everybody talks about how good it is, so I'm sure it is. It doesn't appeal to me.
Swamp Thing did not do tax fraud. Swamp Thing had...
No, the actual character.
Yeah, the actual character.
Swamp Thing himself.
The Earth spirit of the DC universe.
Yeah.
The one who communes with the green was trying to commune with a little too much green, if you know what I mean. We've got an untitled DC project that's coming May 2026. Who knows? Could be anything.
Probably something that they will reveal in one of those movies that's coming up before it, and they don't want to say it yet.
Probably
character reveal.
Mr. Terrific.
Probably that.
Or Anthony Carboni is Mr. Miracle.
There you go.
We've got Lanterns in June 2026, which is going to be a series. We've got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow in June 2026.
Okay.
We've got Clayface in September 2026.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to say. once again, I understand the need to keep the IP coming, to establish this universe, to keep things moving. Haven't we seen what happens recently when you spread people's favorite universes a little thin? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know some of this is TV, some of this is animated, some of this is live action.
Yeah.
But I do feel that sort of, one thing that a lot of people have told me in particular about Star Wars is that like Star Wars doesn't feel like a special event to them anymore, which I was like,
crazy.
Which like,
can't relate.
Number one, it can't. It can't feel like a special event in the way it used to and come out more than once every 20 years.
Yeah, sure.
Naturally, that's going to change.
Do they feel like that right now? Because that's interesting because Star Wars does feel like a special event for me right now. I think there was a time during The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian, there's so many episodes and it felt so ongoing that like, yeah, it felt like we were just vibing in the Star Wars universe as we are right now. And I'm like really, really loving Skeleton Crew. It does feel like a event for me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But Marvel and Star Wars have both made a concerted effort to pull back on production a little bit, sure. Because I think they were just getting spread too thin.
Yeah,
people were just like, I can't keep. Particularly with Marvel, people were like, I can't keep up.
Oh, for sure. And like when we were living in the Boba Fett Mando days, fair also. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
So Clayface is September 2026. Then the Batman Part 2, October 2026.
Okay.
Which I would have said like, wow, they waited a really long time. But because Penguin came out,
yeah, I
think they're good.
New Batman then has fallen off of this list.
Yeah. So Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
So we've got another Untitled March 2027. And then we have Dynamic Duo 2028. That's the one we talked about, that it's like the mixed puppetry that tells the stories of the two Robins.
Yeah.
That I'm really looking forward to.
I'm very curious what the hell that's going to be.
I'm so fucking hyped for Dynamic Duo.
Okay, cool.
It's exactly my thing.
And then these others have gone into just like, hey, they're still in development.
So the Authority has been pushed out of phase 1, which I think is probably for the best.
Yeah, Booster Gold.
Waller's been pushed down a little bit. Brave and the Bold has been pushed down. Obviously, they're still looking for a Batman. Swamp Thing will be a film. Paradise Lost is going to be an original series. Booster Gold is going to be a live action series, and then Blue Beetle will be an animated series.
Okay.
I feel like I want to be introduced to the new Blue Beetle in the Booster Gold show in live action, even if he's going to be animated.
Yeah.
I do want to see him in live action with Booster Gold.
Who, you?
Yeah.
Want to see Blue Beetle?
I love the Blue Beetle.
We're all so surprised.
I love the Blue Beetle so much. I truly do.
We know Anthony. And I love that. I think that's great.
Do you know that Brandon Routh's character in the CW Arrowverse was supposed to be Blue Beetle? And they said, no, you can't have Blue Beetle. And so Greg Berlanti was like, well, I'll make him the Atom. Same guy.
Yeah.
I'll make him the Atom. Same guy.
Yeah.
But like when you picture Brandon Routh's version of Ray Palmer, when you picture him as Ted Kord as the Blue Beetle,
yeah,
it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense.
Let's continue on some superhero news, moving away from DC.
Moving away from the DC.
And moving into Marvel and then keeping moving past the edge of Marvel over to Sony. Because we got to talk about Kraven the Hunter. Anthony, you saw Kraven the Hunter 2 days ago,
right? The Hunt.
Okay.
Oh, The Hunt.
I had a holiday party to go to. I missed the movie club going to see Kraven the Hunter. I was very disappointed.
You made the wrong decision.
I know.
I'm sure your holiday party was great, but was it the globe-trotting, turtlenecking adventure that was Kraven the Hunter?
No, the Dropout holiday party was very lovely. It was very fun. Everybody was great. But my partner did turn to me and be like, I'd be watching Kraven the Hunter right now. And I'm not joking. We turned down Kraven the Hunter.
Saige, of course, as we all know, in a committed relationship with the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Correct.
You and the creature missed quite a time.
Yeah.
Kraven the Hunter is a film. And
are you going to give like a... Okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Was it a film worthy of, if I go see this real quick, we review it on the Patreon?
I'll go with you.
Yeah?
I will. Of course I will. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is it Is it bad, interesting, good in the way that some of the other Sony Spider-Man universe movies have been? No.
Yeah.
It's no Madam Web. It's no Morbius. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
This movie does not have the bonkers batshit quality that it really needs to be a confusing gem.
Okay.
That some of the other Sony Spider-Man universe films are. It has its moments.
Okay.
There are characters in this film. Listen, mild spoilers for the film Kraven the Hunter.
Well, I mean,
mild spoilers.
Better be mild, because I'm going to go see this like tonight.
The characters they pull to be in this film from the Marvel and Spider-Man universes.
Yeah.
Wild, the pulls they make. Here's the one that I'll tell you because she's a major character and she's throughout the whole thing. Calypso. The Marvel character Calypso is a major character in Kraven the Hunter.
Incredible.
She's a lawyer Calypso, and she's there.
Great.
And the other characters that are there. And why are they there? You tell me. And will they continue to be there? No, because here's the headline. Kraven the Hunter is officially the worst performing Sony comic book movie of all time.
With an $11 million opening weekend. That's brutal. That's unbelievable.
Sony doesn't do anything under like 200 mil.
Madam Web was 15 million.
That's right.
Which was up to this point the worst for Sony. Damn. And here's the thing too, like this is a movie time of year. Like it's December. I feel like people see movies in December.
People
it slows down. You want a place to go inside and be warm, you know?
Well, you remember Kraven was supposed to be a Sony summer blockbuster.
Okay,
yes. They wanted Kraven out in like May.
Yeah.
And then they looked at Kraven and they said, well.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. I do think Kraven has had a marketing budget leading up to this release. I don't think it's the marketing budget that Sony usually gives to things. I've seen some Kraven, but I've seen a lot of people saying, oh my God, I didn't know Kraven was out.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Did Madam Web have more of a marketing budget, or did they put out something fucking ridiculous and the internet ran with it to such a degree that it felt like Madam Web was everywhere and you knew it was coming? Because I'm not sure how much of it was actually Sony advertising and how much of it was Sony advertising doing something weird and memes. Immediately, before the movie was out, there was tons and fucking tons of people talking about Madam Web.
Yeah, but those memes don't necessarily lead to, I mean, not that anybody sat and watched Madam Web anyway, but memes, I think not only was Sony doing their normal marketing thing, but they also put a lot of money into the press. Like they had Dakota Johnson going everywhere. They had everywhere. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Is he not? Or are we not getting the clips in our feeds because we live in an algorithmic system and they know that we're not interested in what Aaron Taylor Johnson has to say about this movie?
I've been looking. Yeah. Trust me, I've been looking around. He's done more print than he's done like anything else. Aaron Taylor Johnson is laying low for a few weeks until he can start promoting 28 years later.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor
Johnson.
He's
like, I can't have happen to me what happened to Dakota Johnson.
Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson is like, pew. He's like, I'm just going to pull back the throttle on this.
Yeah.
And thank the Lord that I have 2 other projects coming out in the next calendar year. But I also think Sony knows the difference is Sony knows this time this franchise is cooked.
Yeah.
This franchise is overcooked.
Yeah.
This franchise has been sitting in the Tupperware a little too long.
Yeah.
The official word from Amy Pascal is we are putting plans on hold right now while we focus entirely on Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
The idea, here's the thing. This feels to me, this entire thing has felt to me like Sony poking at Marvel and saying, you have to let us make more movies on our side. And if you don't give us characters, we're going to use the ones that we own that you don't.
Yeah.
And you will never have these characters, so you better work with us.
Yeah.
And Marvel said, bet.
Okay. Go make your bad movies.
Bet.
Nobody isn't seeing a Spider-Man movie because Kraven was bad. Nobody's like, well, this really affects my opinion of Spider-Man.
No.
That's just not how it works.
Because Spider-Man's not there.
Right.
Spider-Man
has nothing to do with this, and everybody knows it.
Because here's the other thing is like, Sony also knew that if they said Spider-Man, if they said it,
yeah,
they would have to deal with Marvel.
Yes.
There was no way to put, even though they own the rights to Spider-Man in film,
yeah,
putting Spider-Man in any of these movies would have caused a bit of a political thing between the two studios.
For sure.
That could have ruined a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I also...
Sony makes a fuck ton of money when Marvel makes a successful Spider-Man movie.
I also think that Sony, right now, I don't think they trust themselves to make a Spider-Man movie.
Maybe, yeah.
All of these movies feel like they're holding back. They're all extremely over-edited and overworked.
And here's the thing. They're right. Like, if they are that self-aware, I'm so glad because they can't clearly make a good movie right now.
Yeah. I think the closest we got was with Venom because people love Tom Hardy and they love Venom.
Yeah.
And they want to see Venom and Spider-Man in the same place. We got that little post-credit sequence.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, maybe this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And honestly...
But they want to see Venom pulled into Marvel.
Yes.
They do not want to see Spider-Man in a Sony movie.
Yes. And I think if anyone survives the Sony Spider-Man universe, if anybody makes it out, I want it to be the Tom Hardy Venom.
Yeah. And that's fair. Yeah.
For sure. But I want them to give him, they would have to give him a new
everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
They would have to do like they're doing with Daredevil and be like, forget the old Daredevil, here's the new Daredevil.
Yeah. Okay, so this movie cost $110 million to make.
Yep. So that's why they saved a lot of money on marketing.
Yeah. And that is higher than they were expecting it to be because of the writer's strike. It was originally greenlit for $90 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that budget went up a little bit, but it was in over 3,000 theaters. $11 million at the box office.
Here's what I'll tell you.
Damn.
The theater at the Alamo on Saturday night was pretty full. But here's also what I'll tell you. Alamo theaters are very small. And the theater was not entirely full.
And I think that people who are going to see Kraven the Hunter at the Alamo is mostly people like us that are going and seeing it for the goofs. Like knowing this is not going to be a good movie. And you're going to get, like, I genuinely think in this day and age, that's a pretty big crowd. That's not a couple of select people. But it's not bigger than an $11 million opening weekend crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say this, movie club attendance was low this time. I put the call out to the whole movie club.
It is a busy time of year.
It is a busy time, but
for like our industry in particular, here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
For our industry in particular, this is the final week of people being able to get anything done anywhere in media.
For sure.
And then everybody has to fuck off for the holidays.
Yeah, but like, listen.
Yeah.
No matter what time of year it is, no matter what's going on, movie club has always had strong attendance.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, movie club was uninterested in seeing Kraven.
Fair.
And I was hyping up movie club.
Moana 2 is still in #1 at the box office right now. On its third weekend, it's made $26 million. So just to compare, the first weekend of Kraven at $11 million, third weekend Moana in #1 with $26 million this weekend. And I heard Moana 2 wasn't even very good.
Yeah, have you still not seen it?
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've heard not great. I heard what we're really waiting for is that live action Moana where Dwayne is wearing that Maui wig.
I know everybody's really harshing on live action Moana, and genuinely, I don't get it.
It's because nobody likes Dwayne right now.
Sure.
We're in a very post-Dwayne economy.
I've never liked The Rock.
Yeah.
I don't hate The Rock.
No.
But I've never been a The Rock fan.
Yeah.
But overall, live action Moana is about Moana. Stop making it about Maui.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love Moana. It is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So
now, I've heard somebody in the live studio audience has said something about Moana 2 that I've heard multiple times. I don't know if it's true, but have you heard this, that Moana was going to be a D+ show and they condensed it into a movie?
I have not heard that.
I guess that's a rumor going around. I have no idea whether that's true or not.
They've done some really good Disney Princess live action or Disney Princess animated series. The exact opposite. I think of Tangled. Tangled was like an excellent expansion on Rapunzel.
Yeah. It's a shame that Flynn Rider never appeared in that. It's a shame that Flynn Rider never appeared in anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I not a rumor, it's true. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like watching it, you might be able to tell.
Yeah, I haven't seen any actual reporting on it. I've just heard people talking about it. Yeah. But I do feel like there's been a lot of shuffling of Disney Plus stuff where movies are becoming shows are becoming movies, dogs and cats lying together, mass hysteria, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where they were just making so much TV. That's part of that thing that we were talking about before, where it's like, hey, I don't think these things feel special to me anymore. I don't know why.
And Disney princesses are supposed to be an event. And I get that. And like, I want to preserve that because I know how big Disney princess movies were when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like that was such an event that I'm like, ooh, I want that for kids where like the Disney princesses are the shit.
Yeah. If you're going to overdraw at any bank, it's going to be Tinkerbell. You leave the princesses alone.
Leave the princesses alone.
Yeah. Tinkerbell is way overworked.
Well, look. She thrives on the attention.
She does.
She loves it. She loves the attention. She needs it. So they keep her working, you know?
Okay.
I want to talk about, I don't know how much time.
I was just going to say that that fifth place this weekend was the animated Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim.
I don't even know that was out.
Here's the thing about the animated Lord of the Rings. You're going to make a 2-hour movie based on a 2-page outline that J.R.R. Tolkien did.
Wow.
I wish you the best of luck. But I don't know how that's going to do.
Yeah. Blade of Creation live studio audience said, wait, that's out? Yeah.
Hey, I feel
that's how we all feel.
Here's the other thing. I feel like we're just living in a wait that's out time in American history.
Yeah.
Or world history. Yeah. Just because of the way the internet and marketing and algorithms and everything work.
Yeah.
We're living in peak, hey, that's out.
Yeah. There's like a lot of movies out right now that I want to see.
Yeah.
Mostly, I'm looking forward to Nosferatu.
Dude, I can't wait for Nosferatu.
Can't wait for Nosferatu.
Yeah, how much time do we have? We have a little bit. Saige, may I show you a thing?
You may.
You've got it up right now.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet, though.
Good. I'd like to show you Puny Runes.
I'm sorry, what?
Puny Runes.
Say that word again?
Puny Runes.
I don't know if you should show me that.
I'm gonna. It won't go full screen for me, but...
Okay, well, I can make it full screen.
Yeah, make it full screen.
All right, we're going to watch this
now
together?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, Puny Runes. It's just a cute little Tamagotchi, but wait, what if I told you stick your finger in it?
Oh, no. Why would you do that?
Yeah, what if I told you your finger goes right inside it, and so you can pet the Puny Rune? However, Saige, what if I told you that the Puny Rune, according to everybody, feels like a squishy, rubbery button? Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. You stick your finger inside of it, and there's a squishy, rubbery button that you pet.
Why would that be the case?
Yeah. Why would that be the case? When you put your finger into it, you'll see, as we keep going, when you put your finger right there into the finger hole where your finger goes in the Puny Rune.
No, why did they do it like that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Because you've got to pet
that.
it.
No,
and
you
then
fucking didn't.
And then see your finger shows up on the screen, and you gotta just kind of wiggle it around.
Stop it.
You put your finger into the Puny Rune. Just one. That's the Puny Rune. You can pet it. You can pet it, Saige.
Don't. Why?
I think this is, can I be honest with you? I think this is a stealth straight guy trainer.
No.
I think you train them when they're young.
Stop. Gross.
So they at least know what's going on.
Gross. No. Don't make something that looks like a Tamagotchi and make it weird.
Sorry, everyone.
Who made this? Who did this?
Who did it?
Who the fuck did this?
It's, the Puny Rune Corporation.
Apparently there's an animated series of these characters.
Yeah.
Puny Runes is an animated series.
Sure. These are made by Spin Master.
I'm going to email Spin Master after this. I know these people.
Spin Master's entire website right now.
Hold on, I've got an email thread with Spin Master coming up.
If you go to it, Spin Master's entire front page right now is Puny Runes. They're all Puny Runes all the time.
So you're on the page for Puny Runes.
Well, no, I went to Spin Master and it redirected me to Puny Runes. No. Here we go.
Spin Master,
you may remember, they do toys for things like Paw Patrol.
Spin Master has the Rubik's Cube, dog.
Hey, that makes Spin Master make sense. Yeah, they do 40 builds. They do Batman toys.
They are like the king of like licensed toys. Yeah, that one you bought me, Bitsy.
I love Bitsy. I love
my Bitsy.
You like Bitsy, but you don't like Puny Rune?
Why could I possibly?
But Bitsy good. We love Bitsy.
Okay.
Bitsy is a Tamagotchi, but it's a hologram.
I don't know what I do next. I don't know what the next step is. Do I email them? Do I file a complaint? Do I ask them to send us a Puny Rune?
Yeah, see if they'll send us a Puny Rune for review. See if they'll send us like 8
what is that? Oh, hold on.
Look at this weird ass Dobby.
Hold on.
Look at this weird ass Dobby where they were like, hey, we got to do Harry Potter, but we got to make it cute for little kids. And they made the most frightening Dobby. Dobby just looks like an unemployed guy you knew in community college.
Can I tell you? Would have loved that as a kid.
Dude, this Dobby actually is amazing.
Can I tell you I would have loved that?
How is this?
I would have loved that freaky little Dobby.
Jelly PB is like the yassified Dobby.
They did.
Look at what they done to our boy. Look at what they done to our boy.
Look at his teeth.
Look at his beautiful straight teeth.
Dobby got veneers.
And his smooth skin. He got laser skin resurfacing.
Yeah.
You give that guy a sock and he turns into an eligible bachelor.
Yeah.
One sock away.
His little sparkly anime eyes.
Oh, they make tech decks.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like Spin Master makes everything.
Yeah, but now
they're like the guys. You know what I mean?
They mostly make Puny Runes.
There are 2 seasons of a Puny Runes animated series where the characters.
What do you think that's like?
Well, let's see. Don't get mad at us. Hold on, that one's yours. Don't get mad at us. Please don't get mad at us.
Well, you can tell they put a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
So these characters look suspiciously like the current generation of Pokemon.
Yeah, they do.
Characters like the humans in Pokemon right now.
Oh.
And all of the Pokemon animated stuff.
For sure.
And it's such a different animation style than the Puny Runes and the world. Like the environments do not match these characters.
No, they're clearly not in the same place. Like, I know they're both digital, but they're not in the same place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like look at the world versus her.
Yeah. Puny Runes. Where are they when do they show the kids just rubbing them with a single finger? Is that not a massive part of the show?
I don't understand.
Because that is the mechanic of the toy. So it's not part of the show? They describe the feeling of the Puny Rune as squishy, Saige.
They wouldn't.
They describe it specifically as squishy.
They would not.
Because this video will
Oh, God. The sound.
Yeah. We're good. Don't worry.
So many things. Too many things to click.
Puny Runes. Never leave your Puny Runes in direct sunlight or heat.
What do they turn into? This is like, don't feed it after midnight.
Introduction, component names, installing batteries. Here it is, Lucky Neko. Just. Saige, I bring this to you because I know that you are a fan of all things digital pet. And I knew you would not want to know about a digital pet. You would not want to be the last to know about a digital pet. You would want to know that you can put your finger in there and pet the squishy button. That pet is specifically a squishy button. It's for the kids.
We got to move on. We got to move on.
Okay.
We got to move on to something more positive.
There's nothing more positive than wonderful toys for kids.
Sure there is.
Okay.
There's something more positive, which is Luigi Manion was with us.
He was with all of us.
He was with all of us on December 4th between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
That's right. There is a movement online where everybody is basically saying, I am Spartacus. Luigi was with me.
Or as a more modern reference, I am Radio Rebel.
I am Radio Rebel.
Please, Anthony.
Sorry. Everybody is
posting. For the
posting.
cultured out there, I am Radio Rebel.
And I just love that everybody is posting these alibis.
Listen, y'all, everywhere I go, a conversation turns to Luigi Manion. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a theory. Everybody has a part of the story that really interests them. Every conversation, every dinner leads to Luigi Manion inherently. Yesterday we were filming. It was thirst for Luigi Manion.
Yeah.
The night before, I go to dinner. I meet up with some friends. It's conspiracy theories about the arrest of Luigi Manion.
Hey, where's Luigi? He's making pizzas.
He was making pizzas.
Oh, hey, Luigi, there you are.
See? Where he always is. Luigi was where he always is. We have a bunch of these here. Quick shout out to the homie Luigi Manion for filling in for us at our band practice conducted on December 4th between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. It was a long flight for him and he did it for the love of ska. The band really enjoyed your catchphrase, I'll never go to New York City. And the only thing I hate more than hoods on jackets is guns. Weird thing to say all the time, but also very funny. Put a shirt on, you goof. Here's another one. This is from Eclectic Events saying, I just want to thank our friend Luigi Manion for his secret appearance at our December 4th pop-up between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Here we've got, it was cool hanging out with my friend Luigi Manion on 12/4/2024 between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. in San Antonio, Texas. We went thrift shopping and bar hopping, talked about how we had never visited New York, had a great time.
We just want to take this opportunity to introduce our newest member of the team, Luigi from the Three of Cups Tea House. Lou has been with us for a short time, but he's made a huge impact. Hopefully you can catch him in the store sometime soon. Thank you so much for jumping in the deep end with us, working 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on 12/4/2024.
Wasteland Gaming with so great to see our friend Luigi Manion on 12/4/2024 from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. EST at our store on our storefront in Duluth, Georgia. We had a nice long chat about how much he loves being at least 15 plus hours from New York City and how he has and never will eat McDonald's. Thanks for stopping by, Luigi.
Been super busy here at Taxonomy HQ, but just wanted to take a moment to thank my new volunteer, Luigi Manion, who helped me sort through 348 of Brunner's type specimens in Vienna, Austria on December 4th, 2024, between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
You guys, the internet sometimes is good. The internet sometimes is good, and yet, you showed that excellent TikTok at the beginning, and yet, and I know we're like out of time, but the court has rejected the appeal for a temporary hold on the ban of TikTok. And guys, can I be honest with you? I'm getting a little worried.
I'm starting to get a little worried.
I'm starting now to worry that this thing might be happening.
So, basically on Saturday, this was reported that the court has rejected TikTok's bid for a stay of the pending ban. Essentially, what's going to happen is TikTok's parent company ByteDance must divest themselves of the United States version of TikTok by January 19th. This is clearly not going to happen at this point.
Yeah.
ByteDance, even if ByteDance was like, well, we'll give up and sell, there's no way they're going to be able to sell within a month.
Yeah.
So basically, they had filed an emergency motion with the U.S. Court of Appeals asking for more time to make their case to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And that got banned.
Or it got blocked.
It got blocked. So basically what's going to happen is, one of two things is going to happen. Either Joey B has to jump in and put a delay on this thing.
I doubt.
Which he's not gonna. He's been pro this thing. Or we have to trust Donald Trump to keep one of his promises. And
very quickly is the thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise what? Bans and unbans? I guess.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about this. Donald Trump, who actually was one of the originators of the movement to ban TikTok, now has said, no, what are you talking about? I love TikTok, because he is delusional and insane and senile.
He probably saw, somebody showed him one TikTok that was about how cool he is. And he was like, well, we got to keep this.
He got that one TikTok of people enjoying the, I love my suitcase.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, actually, look at that. They love my son.
Yep.
Tell him I say hi.
Tell him I say, keep it going in America is what I say.
Yeah.
Oh, what? I'm one of the people that started the movement to ban it? That's weird.
No, I didn't.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think I did.
So basically, it would be banned on January 19th, and then Donald Trump would have to be sworn in, rush to his office, and be like, we got to save TikTok.
We got to unban TikTok. Here's the thing.
What's the thing?
The government does not work this efficiently and effectively. To shoot down this state, every legal case gets delayed. Okay? I've been in legal cases.
Yeah.
That are so small.
Takes forever.
That takes so much longer than banning TikTok.
You can basically...
What is going on? What is it? What is it that we don't know that is making the government so efficient on this?
Oh, if I had to guess, if I had to Occam's razor this, I would have to say the American government and the American representatives within our government are getting money from large corporations that really want to own TikTok.
I feel like there has to be more to it.
I don't know.
The government is working so efficiently.
I think TikTok, because it's two things, right? It's a public-facing win for them because they now have the stupid and elderly so afraid of TikTok, when in reality, probably your air fryer is sending more information to people.
Yeah,
about
they're
you.
all on Facebook.
Yeah.
Imagine. Imagine.
So they get a public win by being like, look, we kept China out of our business. Technically Taiwan. Yeah. Technically like... But so they get that public win, and then some American tech oligarch, who already owns a lot of stuff, will get to own this too. And then it becomes an American thing with American money. Yeah. And I think it's as simple as that. That's really what I think it is.
I don't know.
And it's easier to do this and push something like this through than it is to litigate and argue about real legislation.
Yeah.
It's easy to say no more lip sync app for the teens.
Yeah.
Than it is to actually come up with policy.
Yeah.
Any little bit of policy that our government has to come up with, they tear each other to shreds. Yeah. This is just like, will you ban the teen app? Sure.
I don't know. I'm currently, maybe it's my tinfoil hat on, but I am of the belief right now that there is something more to it. There are so many massive international companies that do operate within the US that we interact with every day and are extremely reliant on, from massive car corporations to drug companies to other tech companies.
It's the voice of the youth, and it's worth a lot of money. It's the one place where younger people on the internet feel like they can get information for them and feel like people are speaking to them legitimately. Yeah. And if you control that, you are going to be able to algorithmically choose what the youth in America get to see for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Lodog said Elon might buy it. Elon can't afford to buy TikTok.
No, Elon's over leveraged.
He had to borrow money to buy Twitter. Just a reminder.
Wild.
Just saying. He had to borrow a bunch of money to buy Twitter.
And listen, when we talk about the good that people are doing,
not made money on it.
When we are talking about the good that people do on TikTok, I think it's important to realize this is the sort of, I want to show you one of the voices that they want to silence, Saige, and then maybe you'll understand why they want this. This is Maxwell. Maxwell is currently posting every bathroom code to every business in Los Angeles.
This is who they want to silence. This is why they're banning TikTok.
They are trying to stop us from rising up and being able to pee when we're out shopping.
Yeah.
Or not shopping. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're just walking by the Starbucks in Little Tokyo and you don't want to buy a matcha, Maxwell's got you, and they're afraid. They're afraid of you to know the secret bathroom at the AMC Grove. They're afraid of you to know the code to the Chipotle on Wilshire Boulevard in Santa Monica. They don't want you to know, Saige. This is powerful information.
Yeah. This is it. They're trying to keep powerful information from us.
That's right.
Like the bathroom codes, the various grocery stores in Los Angeles, to the fat Sal's.
Listen, even if you're buying something, even if you are a customer, you gotta ask. You gotta talk to a person.
I hate that. I hate having to tell a person that works there that I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
It's literally like a child walking up, can I go potty?
Yeah.
Can I go potty? No, I'm not gonna ask that anymore. I'm an adult. I'm a Canadian. What in the world is a bathroom code?
Oh, yeah. And then Philosoph saying, why is that even a thing? America hates homeless people. And homeless people are human beings with bodily needs that sometimes need to go into public places like a grocery store or a restaurant to use their bathroom, to be a human, to wash their hands, to go to the bathroom.
Restroom is for customers only is a very popular sign you'll see in the United States.
And America hates homeless people so much, but has no interest in making them not homeless. So the solution is uncomfortable dividers on benches, blocks under bridges so that people cannot be shaded from the sun, and bathroom codes.
Go to this intelligentsia. This knowledge is power. This knowledge is power. Hey, everybody remember that knowledge is power. And they can't stop us all if we all have to go to the bathroom at the same time.
And that's what we're going to leave you for today. Thank you very much for joining us for the show today. We really appreciate it. There will not be a show on Friday. We will be back next Monday. But if I go see Kraven, maybe we'll meet up and we'll do a little Patreon video anyways.
Yeah. And if you go see Kraven, let me know. I'll go see Kraven with you.
So maybe we'll see Kraven. We'll see. But everybody, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it if you're watching on YouTube later. We really appreciate it. It's free. It helps us out. And damn, if you made it this far, you must have liked it.
Yeah.
It would be really nice of you.
Just do a thumbs up. Do a subscribe.
Subscribe. Hit that bell to get notified every time that we post a new video. We don't post that much, so it wouldn't be annoying notifications. It'd be like a totally okay amount.
Kiss subscribe.
Yeah.
Like use your kissy lips to kiss the subscribe button so YouTube knows that you extra like us and you want to see our content.
That'd be great. You can also join the Discord. It is free to do. You can go and suggest stories, things that you would like to see us talking about. You can share your opinions after the show, or you can leave it, of course, in a comment below, or join us when the show is live at 9 a.m. Pacific on Mondays and Fridays, typically on twitch.tv/Pixel Circus. For those who are watching on Twitch, go to the YouTube channel. Go subscribe. Do it. We migrated this to a new channel. It really helps us out. It's very cool.
It's very cool, and it's very important. Maybe the most important thing that you'll do all day.
The other thing that you can do is go to patreon.com/Pixel Circus, and you can subscribe to get bonus content from the show every week. We do little talkbacks when we do RPGs. There's lots of other good stuff there. You can check it out with a free trial. Where else can they find you on the internet, Anthony?
You can find me everywhere at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. There is also a new We Have Concerns Today. And so go listen to that. It's a good show. I host it.
Hell yeah. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige or here on Pixel Circus, both the Pixel Circus channels.
Okay, BBs, get out of here. We love you.
Thank you for spending your morning with us. Next time.
Bye.